What's up, y'all? It's your main man, Jay Sands. Sands on sports, hip-hop and sports entertainment at its finest. That's right, y'all. The big kid is at it again. And today I got my man, welcome him back to the show, the greatest running back from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Jimmy Lincoln. In the middle.
Yes,
sir. Jimmy, man, what's going on? How you feeling, man? Happy New Year, happy holidays, all that.
Hey, same to you, man. Everything is good, man. Excited to be on again, man. Appreciate you having me.
Definitely got a new t-shirt. Tell us about, hey, man, matter of fact, real quick, tell us about the Spitfire shop so they can go here and get that Spitfire gear, man, because we need them to go to that website.
Hey, no doubt, man. I appreciate that. It's shop.spitfirehiphop.com, man. Get all your merch, your Spitfire Hip Hop t-shirts, your caps, your snapbacks, hoodies, all of that, man.
Yes,
Shop.spitfirehiphop.com.
Support the black-owned business, definitely, man. Well, yo, today is a great day. I'm proud to announce that we have a great guest today, and that is Mr. Major Harris from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What's up, Major? How you feeling?
I'm doing all right.
Awesome, man. Well, check this out, Major. Can you do us a favor and give us like a 20-second bio about yourself?
Well, growing up, played, in the Pittsburgh area. Went to the same high school Jimmy went to. I gotta say, Jimmy's first New York touchdown run, I handed him the ball. He's in ninth grade. So I knew Jimmy was gonna be special then. But played football, City League football in Pittsburgh, and then going to West Virginia, played there, played a little. I got drafted by the Raiders, really didn't work out, went up Canada to played a little arena ball. That's about it.
Awesome. Well, man, let me tell you something, man. I'm a little bit younger than y'all, maybe by 2 years, but I was a little fake high school quarterback back in the day, bro. And I'm telling you, look, I had your picture on the wall, brother. I'm talking about what? What? Yo, it was on the wall, brother. You know what I'm saying? I want to say back when I was in high school, my two sports influence, besides the professional, were you and Jerome Lang. You feel what I'm saying? Because I used to play high school basketball. I wasn't that good. All I could do was rebound. So I love Jerome Lang. So for real, like from the bottom of my heart, man, you and Jerome Lang were those dudes, man. So this is just an honor to speak to you and have this conversation. So let's start with your favorite football team, starting with football. Sports teams. Your favorite sports teams, starting with football.
You know what? Growing up, even though I'm from Pittsburgh, I was a Cleveland Brown fan.
hey, man! You know what's funny? He asked me the same thing, man, and I told him I didn't like the Steelers.
Hey, look, I got cousins on the north side that are Cowboy friends. My cousin OC, he's a Cowboy. I don't get it, man. But hey, to each his own. To each his own. What about baseball?
Well, baseball, I was a Cincinnati Red fan, the Red Machine.
Okay.
Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, and all that.
Joe Morgan. R.I.P. Joe Morgan just passed away. R.I.P. Joe Morgan. He just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What about hooping?
Well, Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? That was my favorite player. So I would say Chicago Bull.
Got you.
And Kobe. And then Kobe with the Lakers.
Yeah, R.I.P. Kobe. We'll get into Kobe later on in this episode, too, matter of fact. And what about the sports you played coming up?
Well, baseball, football, basketball, was the main sports that I played.
Definitely. And I want to ask you this.
Hey, Sands.
Break it on.
He's skimming over that too easy, man. like he was just, like he was a regular Joe Schmo or something, man.
Yeah, I know he played baseball. I remember they always talking about your baseball on that TV and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, baseball was probably my favorite sport when I was young. I got line drive by the coach in practice, and you know what I mean? It never was the same. I said, man, I ain't messing with it no more.
Got you. All right, now you're one of the most famous, like when they start talking about black quarterbacks in college, you're there when they bring that list up. You feel what I'm saying? But what I need you to do, please, is give us your top 5 college black quarterbacks of all time.
Oh, that's a good one.
And guess what, bro? You definitely is in my list. So go ahead and get you can put yourself on the list. You can put yourself on the list.
As far as I can remember back, I definitely got to put Doug Williams on there. I remember when I was little, My dad, man, this quarterback at Grambling. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Oh, you just put, yeah. I would definitely say Doug Williams.
Okay.
Definitely. I would definitely put him on there. I'll tell you one quarterback when I was in high school getting recruited that I was trying to pattern my game after was a guy, he went to Tennessee named Tony Robinson.
Oh,
he was tough, man.
Hey, that dude was
Tony
ill.
was tough. Yeah, I was a big Tony Robinson fan. I didn't know too much about this guy, but then when he came to the NFL, I mean, Warren Moon, you know what I mean? You got to put Warren Moon in there. You know what I mean? You definitely got to put Warren Moon in there. Michael Vick, I got to put Michael Vick in there. Definitely got to put Michael Vick in there. You know, and the last one, you know, I don't want to leave somebody out, you know what I mean? Because
the big honorable mention. Big honorable mention.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to take one from, I'll tell you who I'm impressed with. I'm impressed with Deshaun Watson today. I'm really impressed with him, man.
Yeah. Well, that's a great top five. Like I told you, you're in my top five. I don't care who comes along. Major Harris is in my top five black college quarterbacks. Check this out, yo. We are out of the first quarter. We are headed to the second quarter. So, yo, as we go into the second quarter, I want to ask you about Brashear High School. What was it like going to Brashear?
You know, it was nice. You know what I mean? The thing about it is, you know, growing up and then they bust us, you know what I mean? You know, with that whole bus thing, you know, it was a little different because, you know, growing up in the Hill District, you know, you based it around all black people. Then you end up going to high school where, you know what I mean, with white people and stuff like that. It was a different experience, but I think I grew as a person, you know what I mean, by going to Brashear.
All right, now check this out. Arm strength, like you were known to be on, you know, at 50-yard line on your knee, you could throw the ball through the goalpost. You know what I mean? How important, or better yet, let me ask you this: what's the furthest you ever throw the ball?
You know, I think it's all technique. A lot of times, you know, when you step into the throw, just like with a pitcher, when he step into it, you can get more on it. You know what I mean? But as far as I probably couldn't throw it that much. Well, I probably could throw about 70, 75 yards, you know what I mean, to be honest.
Yeah.
In the game with that adrenaline, we played Penn State. I threw one about 80 yards, to be honest.
Hey, Sands.
Yes, sir.
The dude threw it. I remember this. I think it was my freshman year in high school, man. The dude threw it about 100 yards on his knee.
That's what I'm saying. Be honest.
Hey, but you know what? Not to interrupt you, Jim. It's funny, in high school, my arm was just as strong when I was in 11th grade as it was when I was in college.
Yes.
In high school, I forgot all about this. I threw a touchdown pass last play of the game to Tony Horn for 71 yards, and he caught it in the end zone. So it was over 70 yards that I threw the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, man, I saw it with my own eyes, man. I couldn't believe it. On his knee, man.
Like I said, I used to follow the guy, man. I remember they used to say, man, he get on his knee and he'll throw through the end zone. And the thing about it is, like I played little college baseball, boom, and we had this drill where you had to be on your knee on separate sides of the 50-yard line, and you had to, just soft tossing the baseball, and you had to hit the person in the chest. And every time I'm throwing, I'm like, Major Harris, 50 yards, Major Harris, throwing that baseball. You think I'm playing? I swear to everything, man. So, yo, let's keep it going. And let's talk about growing up on the Hill. Like, the Hill is one of the most famous neighborhoods in America, you feel me, for black folks. So what was it like growing up on the Hill?
You know what was crazy? You know, I was just talking to somebody. I remember when we played Little League, what was big, we would have a parade where we would march through Center Avenue, you know what I mean, for the first game. You know, now, you know, you don't see that no more. You know what I mean, as far as the spirit of the neighborhood and stuff. I mean, it was people outside waving as, you know what I mean? We little kids and we in a parade. You don't see that no more. So a lot of things, you know, as I'm older and I look back on my life, I appreciate things more now than, you know, when I was going through them as a little kid.
Got you.
That parade was big for us, Sands.
Well, we had little league parades too, and you don't see them. So it just makes me wonder, man, where are the resources going that these kids don't get this now? Because we're just talking about a parade, basically. Yeah. Well, check this out. Me and Jimmy were texting about this last night. and we were talking about some of the Hill history. And one thing I know from just going up to Kennard, hanging out with dudes on the Hill, everybody said, Ike, what up, Ike, what up, Ike, what up, Ike. Can you tell me a little bit, because I'm from the North Side, I don't know all that history, where that word Ike and what that really means on the Hill?
Well, you know what's funny? It was a guy, I be talking to DK, that's the one who owned the Ike shop on the Hill.
Yeah, I mean,
and what's wild is, it was a guy, when I played down Little League, he was from Homewood, and DK basically said he used to, say it all the time, Ike, all that. And DK ended up, if I'm not mistaken, I can be corrected on it, but from just talking to him, DK ended up messing with his sister.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And he was a good baseball player. And I guess the one dude named Sean Harris, man, it was in the same class. I guess they called him Mike. You know what I mean? So I think all of that kind of tie in together. But you probably got to talk to DK more because he owned the store about that. But from my understanding is the one dude is in the same class, Sean. He ended up getting killed, I think, in a car accident. Okay. And the guy, oh man, what's his name? Oh man. So they called him Ikey Bill. Well, I knew him as Bill, but they called him Ikey Bill. He was from Homewood.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And they called him Ikey Bill. I never knew that they called him Ikey Bill. I just knew him as Bill. Mm-hmm. And, DK said he used to, talk this little slick talk and all that. Yeah. And you know what I mean? And I guess having kids by a sister, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he just went and carried the torch.
Wow.
Yeah, hey, that's a new one on me, man. I didn't know that about the cat from Homewood.
Yeah.
History.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, I want to throw this name at you. Kennard Field. You ever play up at Kennard Summer League?
Yeah. When I was, I played there a couple of years, man. My brother used to have a team up there called Hard Work.
Oh, hey, no, hold on. I was going to ask you about your brother, because I played your brother Mon, and then you got another. I played against them dudes. And again, I'm the rebound dude, like I told you. So I'm in the paint, banging with Mon. I'm like, and look, so check it out. I know y'all had to grow up rumbling, because them are some big jokers. I know y'all was rumblers growing up, man.
Man, they had to stay. Hey, Mon was a bully. They had a thing where he had clunk mugs in the head, man. I used to stay away from him, man, with that. Yeah. But what's wild is you mentioned Jerome Lane, one of my favorite moments in basketball history when he dunked and broke the rim. You remember that?
Yeah.
With one hand. Yeah. With one hand. That's what was crazy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? One arm, I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just remember, they always be like, yo, that's Major Harris's brothers. And I'd be like, man, they was rumbling. Okay, we was also talking about Mailman. You know what I mean? Your main man, Mailman. What do you remember about Mailman's early starts in Pittsburgh?
Well, we grew up, me and Mel people trying to rap and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I got into rap. Me and Mel used to have a group, the M&M crew. You know what I mean? We used to have a rap group. And what had happened was, I was telling Mel, I said, man, if I go pro, I want to start a record label and you going to run it. You know what I mean? But it didn't turn out right, you know what I mean, as far as, the draft and all that.
Yeah.
And Mel, you know what I'm saying, he ended up going out LA with Dr. Dre, and the rest is history. It's wild, but back in the day, we used to be in a little rap group called the M&M Crew.
Well, again, like I told you, I was your biggest fan, bro. I remember when ESPN, when you were spitting bars on ESPN. I'm in high school. I was in high school actually rapping too. Like I wrote my little bars in high school, so I was like, wow, he rapped too. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So I definitely. Do you still?
Hey, Stan.
Yep.
Hey, Maze used to make cats cry, man, with that rip rap. People, if you're not from Pittsburgh, you don't know what rip rap is, right? Yeah. But Maze used to make cats cry with that, man. It was hilarious, man.
Hey, I remember on ESPN flowing.
Hey, you know what's funny though? When I look back on it, back during that time, you had guys rapping, but like me, like Deion Sanders and them, where's like the first guys really, playing football at the time, actually rapping. Now here's what was crazy. ESPN came up Elmer Square up to my house one year, and it was a sports commentator named Gail Gardner. She was leaving ESPN, and they came up to Elmer Square where I live, and we did a rap for her, and they played it on ESPN. And me, Alonzo, and Mel was supposed to do it, but he didn't show up. So me and a guy named Alonzo, who Mel and they formed a group called Hardcore.
Okay,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? We did it. I've been still looking in the archives trying to find it.
Hey, check this out.
Hey.
Real quick, Jim, real quick. Okay, we're gonna go back to Kennard Hard Work. Who was the lady in the bleachers that's always go, hard work, hard work, hard work? Yeah, I don't know.
You know, it's funny, that's my mom.
Okay.
hey, you know what's funny? I was out of town at the time, and they used to call me. They said, man, your mom up there screaming, and you know what I mean? they would tell me that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mom. Hey, look, Mom wanted hard work to win the championship. She was not playing. Yo, Jimmy, what you had to say, man?
Hey, go keep going, man. It's cool.
No, we about to go into halftime. We about to go into halftime real quick. We about to go into halftime. Let me pull up the horn. You know what I mean? All right, that's the end of the second quarter. Now we rolling into halftime. Now check this out. Halftime, we just gonna talk about Steelers real quick, man. Real quick, man. What are we doing with Steelers, man? What's going on, man?
Nobody wants to talk about those bums, man.
I forgot. You got hate in your blood. Oh, man. Okay, this is me and Major, man. What's going on with Steelers?
You know what? Hey, I gotta say this. Hey, Big Ben helped me win a fantasy championship the other day. Hey, I got love for Big Ben. I got love for Big Ben.
Hey,
you know, my only thing is with the Steelers, I think they got to get Claypool on the field, man, all the time. You know, he's too big of a threat, you know what I mean, to be bringing him in and out. You know what I mean? He's a guy that, you know what I mean, they got to count for with at least two guys. So I think that they got to get Claypool on the field, man, the majority of the offensive snaps.
Okay, yeah, and they're just sitting Big Ben, so your man Mason Rudolph getting the run this weekend, so you know what I mean, we'll see. Well, this I want to ask you, who do you got? Because you've seen Bradshaw play, you've seen Big Ben play. Who do you got, Bradshaw or Big Ben?
Well, I think Ben definitely was a better passer than Bradshaw. I definitely think that. I think, I think Ben can carry a team. Bradshaw, you know, we had a hell of a defense back there with the steel curtain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but you know, not taking nothing away from Bradshaw, but I think that we had an elite defense. We had two good receivers, but I think Ben, to me, is a better pass. Maybe because they throw the ball more than back when Bradshaw played. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm a big Ben fan. If Ben, I'll be honest, if Ben if he had running ability, I think he'd be one of the top quarterbacks in the game if he ever, had escapability.
You like Mahomes? I just want to ask. You like Mahomes?
Oh, yeah. You know, I would have to put Mahomes on that list. But I'll be honest with you, the one that's getting slept, to me, is one of the all-time greatest quarterbacks is Aaron Rodgers. He played behind, Brett Favre for years. Yeah. But Aaron Rodgers is a monster, man. He's a monster.
He'll just do that. He'll just do that. It's out there.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I thank you for that perspective on the NFL. But, we got to get out of halftime. Now we're going into the third quarter. In the third quarter, I want to take you to Morgantown, West Virginia. What was it like being, going to school so close to home, but still a little distance?
You know, it's almost like that same experience when I went to Bashir. You know what I mean? Now you leaving town, where you used to going home after every practice. Now you're on your own. Mm-hmm. And what was wild is I think I had tunnel vision because I never really paid attention to my surroundings. And what I mean by that, I'm walking down the street. I'm not thinking, I'm an All-American. You know what I mean? I'm just being me. You know what I mean? So now when I look back on that, I'm like, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like some of the things that I went through, and I really didn't appreciate what I was going through at the time because, like I said, I basically had blinders on with tunnel vision.
Got you.
Hey, Sans, hey, Mage, let's take a step back, man, and explain to us that recruiting process for you. You know, when you leave in high school, what those dudes are talking about as far as you playing quarterback and then transitioning what you did in high school to college, and kind of what schools were recruiting you as a quarterback and what other schools told you they wanted you to play defensive back.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing about it is when we was in high school, I really never thought that, I might get recruited to be a quarterback. So I was just playing football by the time the basketball season. Right. Then I started getting, matter of fact, that pass to Tony Horn, the last play of the game, I ended up getting Post-Gazette Player of the Week. And then I just I'll be honest, I kind of blew up as a football player after that. But then I started focusing in on, college now. And like I said, about Tony Robinson in Tennessee. And I knew when I came out, I wanted to, all the schools that I was going to visit already had black quarterbacks. I didn't want to be the first. You know what I mean? Okay. So at the time, West Virginia had a guy named John Talley, and his brother was an All-American near Daryl Talley, who ended up playing for the Bills for years. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So all the, I made it, I'm looking at their program guys. Oh, okay, they got black quarterbacks there. So yeah, I would, you know what I mean? I would go there. But I kind of knew that I wanted to stay close to home, and it was a perfect fit to go to West Virginia because at the time, another guy from Bashir named Milton Redwine, he transferred from Miami to West Virginia, so he was all in my ear. You know what I mean? So I said, yeah, this is the place where I want to go.
Yeah. Hey, tell us which of those schools recruited you as a quarterback coming out.
Well, you never know. Like, it was funny. Penn State, they had a Coach Robinson as a defensive back coach, so he was the one recruiting me. So to me, that didn't look right. You know what I mean? I'm getting, a D-back coach from Penn State. And I'll tell you a funny story. We playing Penn State up at Penn State the one year. Coach Nealon and Coach Paterno in the middle of the field. Coach Nealon called me over to him, said, come here. I run over there. Coach Paterno put his hand on my shoulder. He said, man, I wanted to make you a D-back. It was like a joke, though. You know what I mean? But it was just funny, you know what I mean? That he said that. You really never know until you get there, to be honest. You know what I mean? You really never know.
Right.
I always tell people you were Vic before Vic. You feel what I'm saying? What similarities did you see in your game and Michael Vick's game?
Well, they feared that when he get out of the pocket. You know what I mean? They definitely feared when he get out of the pocket. And that's what made, to me, Vic so special, because I really thought early in Vic's career, when he was with Atlanta, he didn't have no receivers. Yeah. He had a tight end, and then they end up getting the one guy in the first round, and then they end up, I don't know if it was the thing Vic got in trouble, but Vic really didn't have no receivers early in his career. Yeah. So he was doing all that just with a tight end, and I was impressed with that.
Very impressed. Now, I want to take you back to 1989 Fiesta Bowl. And I just want to point out there, I like every black quarterback in America except Tony Rice. I didn't like Tony Rice because he was with I hated Notre Dame. But the thing about it is Tony Rice was nice. You know what I mean? He was real nice. Yeah, but I just didn't like him because he was with Notre Dame. And when y'all lost, I had the T-shirt, Fiesta Bowl T-shirt, all that. And I was crushed when y'all lost. But what do you remember about that national championship game?
You know what? When I look back on it, man, it's like a blur. You know what I mean? Now, when I watch like highlights or something, then it kind of come back to me. But the whole game was like a blur. I'll be honest. I joke. I said, I think I got knocked out in the game. I don't remember nothing.
Yeah. That's how it happens. It happens like that. It happens fast.
Yeah.
Well, check it out, man. That's the end of the third quarter. We got one more quarter. We putting up the fours for the fourth quarter. And what I like to do, man, it just like I said, it's December 30th, about to be New Year, man. We hopefully made it through, you know what I mean? Hopefully we got like a day and a half to make it the end of the year. But I just wanted to go over some of the topics and get your perspective, Jimmy's perspective as well on some of the things that happened in 2020. And the first thing is, man, how did that Kobe Bryant thing hit you?
Oh man, that was that was devastating to me. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you look at you talking about the guy at the apex of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for that to happen to him, I mean, I thought, and it's wild because with the Corona thing coming in, how they shut the season down.
Yeah.
Really, I'm looking at that. That was in honor of Kobe. You know what I mean? To be honest, because he was just such on a high level, and then, for that to happen to him, man, that was crazy.
I still don't believe it. Like I see memes, and matter of fact, his wife posted a picture on Instagram, and it's just like, I still haven't processed it completely that, Kobe? This happened to Kobe?
Yeah.
I still like, what?
Yeah.
Kobe?
Yeah.
And that was just, to me, like just the start of a horrible year. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
it's weird. It's weird, Sands. I mean, I don't understand it, man. They said the dude was arguing with the pilot, and that whole thing is just weird, man. I mean, he's been doing that for 20 years.
Well, one thing about it is I heard about the clouds and all. One thing I learned, see, when situations happen like that or any situation, I try to take something from it and learn a little something from it, you know what I mean, and apply it to myself. And one thing I said, man, okay, you got to slow your ass down. You know what I mean? Thinking you got to be here, be there. No.
Right.
Safety first, always.
Yeah.
All that cutting corners, like they said, like I say, they shouldn't have been flying that helicopter that day with all them clouds and the mountains and all that. You know what I mean? So it just slowed me down. You know, putting things in perspective. Like, hey, I might not need to be there as much as I think I need to be there. You know what I mean? Because trying to get there might take me out of here or whatever the case. So it just slowed me down as a person.
And you know, to add on to that, my man, you know, to me, what even makes it even deeper, a worse situation, you know, he didn't, in a sense, square things away with his parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they had the thing at the Staples Center, his parents and them didn't get up and say anything. You know, and his dad was a hell of a basketball player. So you know what I mean? So that whole situation was just, to me, was sad, man.
And now they got the wives, his wife's mom suing them for money.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Hey, I believe his mom and them should get half that money though.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I really believe that, man.
They should, man, but you know they're not gonna get a dime of that, man.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And the thing about it is, you have to think that Kobe's parents are taken care of beyond their means, just off GP. You just think that and hope that. But hey, guess what? None of my business. Yeah, guess what? I'm trying to take care of my mom. You know what I'm saying? All right, so look, check it out. We're gonna keep it going with the hot topics. COVID-19, man. How did that affect y'all?
Oh, man.
For me, man, you know, it's I'll be honest, Sam. I've been, you know, when I go to the gas station, man, I never put my hand on the gas pump anyway. You know what I mean? Hey, Maze, I have all kind of paper towels, napkins. But I just wear a mask more now, man.
Yeah. A lot of people get surprised that they got actually wash their hands. Like my dad. I grew up a little bit in Wilkinsburg too. My dad didn't play that. Yo, you had to. As soon as you came in the house, you got to go straight. Don't go in that refrigerator. Go in the bathroom. So that's how I just drilled it. You know what I mean? So I don't mind. I'm hand sanitizing, washing my hands, and still getting money. So. I you know what I mean? I just you know what I mean? I feel sad for all, like today a congressman at 41 years old passed away before he was about to get sworn in or whatever. And they say guess what? He didn't like to wear a mask and all. I don't give a fuck, man. Guess what, man? There's a human being that died, man, kids, and that shit's sad. You feel what I'm saying? A lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, especially because it says is another and stronger strand out there.
Right? Yeah.
In England somewhere.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They need to put that in the weed, man. Make the weed stronger. Don't forget the COVID. Make the weed stronger, man. They put them strands in the wrong place, man. Okay, well, one more topic. George Floyd. How did that affect y'all?
Yeah, you know what? You know what's wild about that whole situation? I look at it like this. I really feel that the cop that had us, you know, heading down like that, all they got to do, to me personally, is bring all the cops in and say to them, what did you see? He had his leg on his neck. And if all one of them cops got to do is say is, did y'all tell him to stop? And that if they say, yeah, they told him to let up on him, then that dude is guilty. You know what I mean? I really believe that when you have a renegade cop doing that, if the cops speak out against him in the courtroom, then you can kind of let them cops off the hook. It's basically they snitching on other cops. You know what I mean? So I really believe if some cops would step up and say they told him to stop and he didn't stop, then that's on him. I think they should, you know what I mean, give him a maximal penalty. But them cops got to speak up and say that they told him to stop. If not, then they got to go down with the ship.
Exactly.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, Maze, if that were you, Sands, and me, and they found us with our knee on somebody's neck or whatever, and the cops pull up, guess what? All three of us are going down. I don't give a freak about those cops, man. All of them need to go to jail. You know what I mean?
Well, see, no, I feel you. I'm with you, but what I'm saying is, if a cop is like for instance, if you get a guy running away from the scene, we all say stop. You know what I mean? And he don't stop, and one cop pull a gun out and shoot him. I don't know if everybody should get blamed for that. You know what I mean? With one cop shooting. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? We can't like control another man's actions. So that's how I gotta look at it.
Yeah. No, I see. I understand that situation. I mean, all of them, that explanation rather, but all of those cops were there with him, man. They had the dude had his neck, and the dude was screaming, "I can't breathe, man."
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Somebody could have, hey man, let him up. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you.
You know what I mean? It's
feel
ridiculous, man. But
no, I feel you.
And that's what's happening. Like the cop, like Breonna Taylor, the incident that went down Louisville. One of the cops that just got fired, he wasn't even at the scene, but he was the cop that filed the warrant report falsely. You know what I mean? To say that they can go to her crib or whatever. So it's cops that aren't even on the scene that are responsible for some, not with George Floyd, but some of these interactions. In Columbus, Ohio, they just killed a man in his garage because he had a cell phone. Boom, shot him within 10 seconds. And the other cops got in trouble because they handcuffed him. They didn't give him any type of help, CPR or anything to keep him alive. They just handcuffed him and left him there, which kind of put the other cops into the play as far as being in trouble as well. But regardless, like I said, from Johnny Gamage way back in the day to right now, I still believe none of this stuff has changed.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But I think that we got to get it to the point where we got to get cops to turn on cops to help the police the cops. You know what I mean? I guess you call it snitching. But if we can get that cop that had his foot on what's the name's neck, the other cops will say they told him to stop and he didn't do it. I think that's going to lead to a better police force, because now cops that's renegade cops, they're going to know, oh, this guy might not have my back, and that's where we got to get the police officers to be at in that mindset.
And I speak on this because I've never wanted to be a police officer, but trust me, it's a great job, great profession. If you get into, you get a pension, all that stuff. So I think it's just more brothers or people of color got to get into this profession. We got to start weeding out all this white supremacist stuff that's in there. Because trust me, it is in the police force. It is definitely in the police force. So I think through time, you know, like again, not just police. We need more black lawyers, black doctors, you know, all that stuff. We got to start funneling our kids into that stuff instead of saying, hey, let's be a rapper, be a basketball player or whatever. Although those can happen, but man, we're needed in so many other fields that the TV camera ain't even on. You feel what I'm saying? That way more important than that. One more topic. I said one more. There's one more.
Yeah, it's all good.
How's your golf game, bro?
You know what? It's coming. You know, man, I'll be honest, it's coming, man.
Okay.
I can honestly say, before I used to swing the clubs, but now my golf game is really going to another level, man. It really is.
Okay, next time I come to the Berg, I got clubs. Next time I come to the Berg, brother, and one of my uncles, he's an avid golfer. You know, so back in the '90s, he had me at every golf course in Pittsburgh. So we're gonna get a foursome, man. I know some good golfers in the Berg, man. We'll definitely get out there, man.
Hey, look, man, I don't want to hear that stuff from you fake Tiger Woods dudes, man.
No. I ain't played in about 15 years, but I still got clubs. and look, I got a new driver last year, but I still did. Man, I'm writing rhymes, doing man, I ain't had the time. But bruh, if I come to Pittsburgh, it's definitely on the menu. And with that being said, my brother, the fourth quarter is over. Game is over. You done made it through. Major, I want to thank you for taking the time to kick it with Jay Sands and my man Jimmy Lincoln. I want to thank you for making it happen, man. And I just want to add on my shout out, I just want to give an RIP to Shabba-Doo from Breaking, who I guess died yesterday or died today, man. It's just been a waterfall of just lives lost. So today I just want to say RIP to Shabba-Doo. From Breaking, man, because he was very instrumental in the culture of hip hop, man. So, yo, Jim, you got some of the outro?
Hey, yeah, man. Hey, Mage, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
You don't know how much this means to me, man. I know Sands, you know, explaining how expressed himself, but Made you the best quarterback in my opinion, man,
the
ever.
best,
Right?
nigga, the best.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, nobody, man. When I was in school, all I talked about was Major Harris, man.
Yes, sir.
Major Harris.
Yes,
Harris.
man. Yeah, Major,
Nobody.
man. Hey, look, man, I know you don't care, man, but don't let man, you are that dude, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Again,
Exactly.
15-year-old Jay Sands had Major Harris pictures on his bedroom wall. I swear on everything I love, man. So you affected a lot of kids in Pittsburgh, man. Definitely, bro, including myself. And like I said, I just appreciate it, bro. So do you got any social media or people can contact you or any of that stuff?
No, you know, I got a thing, but you know, I don't really be on there like that. I like going and looking at the Instagram models.
Well, hey, that's an all day job right there.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. We'll ask you. Any of y'all ever been on OnlyFans?
Nah, man.
Okay,
No.
Don't fall for it. I never been either. Don't fall for it.
Nah.
Well, hey, man, check this out, man. I'm Jay Sands. That's Jimmy Lincoln. That's Major Harris, and this is Sands on Sports.
Major Harris, man.
Yeah.
The greatest man
Pittsburgh
alive.
in the building, 412 Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
right.